Hey ladies, hope you are feeling fantastic. Today I'm going to show you 3 core foundations exercises we do in Strong Sexy Mamas, and we put them all together, all rolled into one for something I like to call connective breathing. This is going to help us get our core functioning properly once again after we've had our babies. This is my sweet little Annabelle. She's just turned 3 weeks over the weekend, and these exercises are actually some, and this may make some red flags go up when I say it, but these are exercises that I did before even leaving the hospital. Now, I don't mean exercises where we're lifting heavy weights or doing anything like that. We're talking about pelvic floor activations, deep diaphragmatic breathing, or 360 breathing as some like to call it, and a form of abdominal bracing, just really trying to get that transverse abdominis activated. Now, the reasons that we do this, what seems to get people super excited, is that it helps you to flatten your tummy back once again after you've had your babies. But really, it just helps to get our core functioning properly, not only flattening our tummy, but increasing our pelvic floor strength, or just getting it to function the way that it's supposed to. We need to be able to deactivate it and activate it, be able to do both of those things. And it can help us with our posture. We're going to try to help you get in alignment as well. If we get the TVA firing, our transverse abdominis, our deep diaphragmatic breathing going, breathing into here instead of into our chest, and our pelvic floor functioning the way that we want it to, we are really on our way after having our babies. And also, when we are pregnant, these are great core preservation exercises to do when we're pregnant, and core restoration exercises after we've had our babies, whether they're 3 weeks old or 3 months old, 3 years old, or 30 years old. We can use these exercises. They're very simple, but this is the foundation. Some people think they're boring, but this is the foundation to get things started in the right direction. So I'm going to put her down. And the first thing we're going to do is, I'm going to step back here so you can see a little better, and I'll roll up my blouse so you can see. So we're going to breathe into our belly, into our diaphragm, not into our chest. Okay, so we're going to inhale. Now exhale, we're gonna wrap that belly and corset those abdominal muscles in and lift through our pelvic floor all at the same time. So big inhale, everything's gonna soften, pelvic floor relaxes. And exhale, transverse abdominis wraps in like a corset, lift through that pelvic floor as you exhale. Okay, so we'll break these things down so that it makes a little bit more sense to you, okay? So first, if you want to take one hand and put it on your chest and one hand and put it on your belly, we are just going to take some deep breaths in, okay? In and out, and in and out. Do you notice where there's movement here in the midsection of my body? It's in my chest, and I imagine that that's probably where yours is as well. This is something, it's stress breathing, right? We're constantly walking around in a fight or flight mode, and we end up accessing the sympathetic nervous system where we really want to be in the parasympathetic nervous system. So this deep diaphragmatic breathing, if you can try to breathe into your ribs, even into your back, some folks like to call this 360 breathing or diaphragmatic breathing. Remember, your diaphragm is like a parachute or a dome here, just below your rib cage. And so we're going to inhale, everything's going to soften, and exhale. Inhale, try to breathe into your belly, not into your chest. And exhale. Might help if we're sitting up a little higher. So we'll inhale and exhale. So you should notice my belly and yours as well going out and in and out and in. So that's the 360 breathing. Some folks seem to be able to feel this more from being in a position on your side or on your back. So we'll just come down onto our side. And we'll inhale into our belly and exhale. Just inhale with me and exhale. Again, not into your chest. Inhale, big belly breath, and exhale. Feeling those ribs expand, and then come back and close once again. We've gotten the breathing down. You can also do that in a child's pose position. That's another fan favorite. So your feet are together, knees are out wide, and you're breathing through here, okay? For the sake of time, we will move on. But in my Strong Sexy Mamas workouts, we do that connected breathing in all sorts of positions to get you moving and grooving, and it actually helps the rest of your body function properly too. Okay, so the next thing is our pelvic floor activations. And unfortunately, so many women are doing their Kegels the wrong way. They're just squeeze, 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 squeeze. Well, what we really want to try to do is try to close and lift both sphincters. Sounds lovely, I know. From the front and the back. So the front and the back passage, we're closing and lifting. And we're going to lift high, and then we're going to relax and release. Close and lift and relax. One more, close and lift and relax. Another way to think about this, another lovely way to think about it, is like you have a tampon that you're trying to lift. You have a tampon you're trying to lift. You have a tampon you're trying to lift. Or as if there was a piece of Kleenex or tissue on the floor and you're trying to lift that with your vagina. So you close and lift and release, close and lift and release. One more way to think about it, because we all visualize these things a little bit differently, don't we? Imagine you have a diamond down below, and we're trying to draw all 4 points of that diamond together. So we've got our pubic bone and our coccyx and our sits bones. We're trying to draw all 4 points in and up. So strong hold this time for 8, for 7, for 6, higher for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, 1, and relax. And when I say relax, we really want to soften, soften, soften. That relaxation is equally as important. In fact, some women actually have the opposite problem and are walking around with super tight pelvic floors. For the sake of prenatal and postnatal women, we are doing these, but you want to go see a women's health physical therapist or physiotherapist, as we call them here in Sydney, Australia, to get your tummy muscles checked and your pelvic floor muscles checked. They'll check your whole musculoskeletal structure, even set you up on an ultrasound. And it's something that Strong Sexy Mamas really recommends, is going to see a women's health physical therapist. Go beyond your 6-week check, okay, before you start getting into exercise. And I really believe it's actually the future of women's healthcare. So the next thing we're going to do is our transverse abdominis activations. I hope all of these terms aren't making your head spin, but basically our TVA or TA, so many different names for it, is our innermost corset muscles that come around like this, and we're trying to make them go back together and hold everything in, right? When we talk about flat tummies, what people mostly think about is a 6-pack, but the 6-pack muscles are our rectus abdominis, the outer muscles. We actually don't want to work those first. We want to work our innermost corset muscles to flatten things out and then start the toning. So that's the order that we do things in Strong Sexy Mamas. It's the proper way to do things. And if you actually start doing crunches improperly or too soon, you can end up with more of a mum tum, as we say in Australia, mummy tummy, a pooch, muffin top, whatever you want to call it, than you really need to. And it's not because you're fat or because you aren't taking care of yourself or you aren't working out. In some cases, women are actually working out very, very hard and can't figure out why the belly won't go. And it's because they're doing these exercises improperly or haven't set the foundational exercises in place at first. I can't figure out why nobody's talking about this. Like I say, I think this will be the future of women's healthcare and the future of women's fitness, and we're trying to lead the way. So that TVA, all to say, what I want you to do, it's actually quite easy to feel it more when you're on your side for this one as well. So imagine that you have a string on your 2 hip bones and they're drawing them in toward one another as we exhale. So we're going to inhale into our belly like we did. Big inhale into the belly, to the diaphragm. Now exhale, and imagine that string drawing those hip bones toward one another, and you feel a little bit of tension building through here. Inhale, everything's going to soften. And exhale, and you're trying to wrap things in here. Feel with your fingers on the insides of your hip bones that tension building. So we've done those together. Now we are going to do that and add the pelvic floor lift. So this does take a little while to get, but I promise the more that you stick with Strong Sexy Mamas, the more you will get it. So inhale, everything softens as we inhale into that belly, not into our chest, remember. Inhale and exhale, transverse abdominis wraps, hip bones coming together. Imagine that. Now lift through that pelvic floor, front sphincter, back sphincter. Relax, everything softens as you inhale into your belly. Now exhale, lifting through that pelvic floor, and try to brace those abdominals in. That TVA is holding everything in nice and tight, wrapping it in like a corset. Come on up. And I'm just going to show you one more time. I hope you can see. I'll roll this up so you can see my belly. So we'll inhale and exhale. Transverse abdominis wraps. Now lift through that pelvic floor. Inhale, everything softens. And exhale. Pelvic floor lifts as the transverse abdominis wraps in. Can we do one more? Get one more in. Inhale. And exhale. Transverse abdominis wraps. Pelvic floor lifts. So one more little piece of information about the mum tum that we talk about. So the majority of women at the end of pregnancy, early postpartum, will have some degree of ab separation. Some women's abs will actually come back together. This is the diastasis recti that we're talking about. They will actually come back together spontaneously. A lot of other women have a harder time getting those abdominal muscles to try to come back toward one another. If you've had multiple babies, if you are having your baby and you're a bit older, if you have big babies, or if you happen to have some sort of traumatic birth with a lot of medical interventions, episiotomy, things like that can weaken your pelvic floor, and that it all works together hand in hand. The pelvic floor, the diaphragm, the transverse abdominis, all of that. We're all one unit, aren't we? So those are some reasons that women have a hard time getting those abdominal muscles to come back together. The fascia that we have here is sensitive during this period in our lives, and it should be. It's natural. This is called the linea alba through here, and it expands to make room for baby when we're pregnant. But after we've had the baby, we obviously want things to close back up. So in Strong Sexy Mamas, we really try to teach you these foundational movements from the very beginning. I know that might seem easy, or it might seem like it's so easy that it's hard. Some women find that as well. But we are going to be building on top of these in my program, and I hope you will join me there. It's just a great thing for you to do if you want to get back to high impact activity like running and jumping and jogging and all of those things. If you want to get back to doing your crunches and working on that six pack, you really want to get the transverse abdominis firing first, these core foundations that we are working on. If you just simply want to be able to laugh and cough and sneeze and frolic on the trampoline with your kids, these exercises are great for that as well. So a big thanks for joining me. I hope that helped you in your training journey and your fitness journey. And head to Strong Sexy Mamas if you want to join me in my journey. As I say, Annabelle is just 3 weeks old. So in 3 weeks or so, I'm going to get back to the real fitness. But right now we're just working on the alignment, the stability, and those core foundations. So thanks so much for joining us. Anna Kooiman here, and I will see you next time. Bye. Mwah.
I've loved working out with Anna. I also have a 2-year-old, so it's really hard to fit in workouts and find the time, especially getting down to a group class. So working out from home has just been so great. I can fit it in whenever works, and you don't need to leave the house. I have had some back issues for quite a few years. It tends to get a lot worse later on in pregnancy, so working out with Anna has been amazing. You can always modify or do an adjustment depending on the workout, different levels. So it's just been, I feel really, really safe, and my back's always looked after in her classes.
I like the energy Anna brings to the classes. Her Strong Sexy Mama classes are always fun. The time goes really quickly, which is important for me. I hate going to an exercise class and feeling like I'm looking at my watch every minute, hoping for it to be over. I don't feel that with Anna's class, and yeah, I just enjoy the vibe she brings and her infectious smile.
It's just a place for me to go to find out more information about what's safe for me to do when I'm pregnant and at the different stages of my pregnancy. I'm someone who was quite active before I fell pregnant and was determined to continue on that journey throughout my pregnancy. But for me, I know I probably would have pushed myself too hard if I didn't have the right information available to me. And Strong Sexy Mamas I know that Anna's done the research from talking to professionals, from women's health physios to obstetricians, and gotten all that information, as I said, in one central place for me to refer to. So that's what I love about it.
Feeling good, feeling strong, I'm feeling fit, I'm feeling energized, and yeah, classes with Anna have been awesome, keeping me on track through my pregnancy, and I feel as good as I've ever felt. It keeps me limbi, it keeps everything moving. If things don't feel good, then Anna's always got a modification for me, which is great. But I just like to feel like myself and like to feel as fit as I can, so this is the best thing for it.
It's an amazing class. I love Anna's class. There's so much energy, and it's in such a beautiful setting at Bondi Beach. You can't get better than this. You will feel sexy and strong after the class. It's great, brilliant.
It's about confidence. Having a baby really takes its toll on you know, you mentally, socially, physically, and I think having a group of like-minded mums working out with you is really good at helping rebuild all of that.
I love that Strong Sexy Mamas comes online, and you know, it's those short 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and I have 2 toddlers, a 1 and 2 year old, and there is no way I can get to any of those mums and bubs classes anymore. Like 15 minutes, I can totally squeeze into my day. I can let them run amok, let chaos happen, and they even get involved, get in the way, and then, you know, 15 minutes I'm done, and I'm back cleaning up after them.
Getting out of bed in the morning to actually go and do some exercise has probably kept me sane. You know, having a baby who doesn't sleep and is not on solids at the moment, who's breastfeeding, you know, does take its toll. So getting out and being able to be active and obviously join, you know, an amazing community of girls, it's really empowering.
I like working out with Anna and Strong Sexy Mamas because I struggle to motivate myself at home just with having a 14-month-old baby, and I've had a few injuries, and you know, these exercises in particular go at different levels, so I can do the kind of lower exercises as opposed to all the jumping and things like that, and it's helped me to get back motivated again.
I love Strong Sexy Mamas because it's so important to do exercise in a safe and controlled way after having a baby. It takes such a toll on your body, and Anna is amazing at giving options. It's a long recovery, and she's been amazing at helping me progress through different movements as we're going on our postnatal journey.
I love working out with Anna and the Strong Sexy Mamas. I'm having baby number 2, so I've been doing the Strong Sexy Mamas program when I had my first one, which was 19 months ago. And it's just been great that I've been able to use the program throughout the pregnancy and then after my pregnancy. And it's made me feel stronger being pregnant a second time round as well. I feel like my core is better, my glutes are better, and you need so much more energy with the second baby. So I feel like Strong Sexy Mamas has really helped me.
You can do it from home. Everyone knows babies can be difficult sometimes, so to be able to work out in your house, in your home, and include the baby in it, I think is absolutely amazing. Cost effective, I mean, look guys, we're not working, are we? Not everyone has loads of money, so to be able to just jump online, watch a video and work out with your bub at home and get fit again, I think is such an amazing program. It's also starting to teach them about an active lifestyle. They might be young, they might not know a lot about what's going on, but I think it's really good to start that active learning in their brain from an early age.
Pelvic floor's always been such a taboo topic, and I don't think it should be. We've all got one. We're all going through the same thing once we have a baby, and I think it really needs to be out there in the environment for everyone to know, but for everyone to understand as well how important it is to you as you get older once you've had your babies.
The postnatal workouts that we do are so important in the way that women's bodies recover. That is not talked about enough, not dealt with enough. Everyone launches themselves right back in, and I like to think about that first period as almost a 4th trimester of pregnancy, and paying attention to the pelvic floor, being able to find workouts like yours that are fun, being able to involve the baby, but don't forget about what our bodies are recovering from, and being able to feel comfortable taking it really slowly so we can get, you know, fit faster in the end, but taking it slowly to find a class that does that and pays attention has been amazing.
I love Strong Sexy Mamas because it gives you the opportunity to work out at home when you're too busy and have a hectic lifestyle and you can't make it to the gym. And Anna has amazing energy and her programs are super easy to follow.
I love Strong Sexy Mamas because it makes me feel good, and I encourage all women to do it, all mummies to do it, because if you feel good, then Bub's going to feel good and everyone's going to feel good, and the world's a better place. I love how energetic they are, and they get a full body workout, and because I've had a cesarean, I get the option of doing some low impact, and then later on I'll be able to do some high impact, and they're just so versatile, and really it's about fun for me and getting my body back to where it was pre-baby.
I love Strong Sexy Mamas because of the online videos. They're easy to do at home with your little ones running around, and there's lots of choices you can do.
I was like, wow, this is for me. And so the belly's going and getting strength in my arms, and with strength comes just greater confidence. I just feel really good in my skin at the moment, and I love that.
What is it that you like about taking my classes?
Well, first of all, it's awesome fun. Smile from ear to ear when you're doing it.
It is fun. So you would recommend it?
Absolutely try out her class. It is super fun and really safe and well done and thought out, and I think that it's a really great class.
Oh, thank you.
I like also the fact that you offer lots of options. So, for example, you know, postnatal women need to take it a bit more easy, but even someone like myself who's not postnatal anymore, my kids are 6 and 8 now, you know, but I might have other issues. I've got a sore back, so I don't do high impact exercise in general.
Yeah.
And I like that you offer options.
But she is always working it, doing the low impact exercises.
That's right. Just because it's low impact doesn't mean it's not hard work. It doesn't mean that you can't sweat or you can't get a good burn, or, you know, good pump, a good exercise, challenge your cardiovascular system, strengthen those muscles. But I love that you give options.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I would definitely recommend Strong Sexy Mamas. It's been great to meet other like-minded mums. It's been great bonding for Valentina and I really feel a change in my body already.